Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this exciting video on your benefits. I am Brandon, and this is
Mandy.
and you can refer to us as Team Brandy. And we're here to help you navigate through your benefits. We know you're excited to see this video. We're going to make it short and sweet, hopefully around 20 minutes. We're going to review just a few highlights of the benefits and then just a couple of resources. And then there is an action required by you on enrolling in your benefits on Employee Navigator. So we'll be sure to cover that as well. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. So the first thing to know, effective August 1st, we are switching from United Healthcare to Cigna. And a couple of things to point out. First of all, the United network matches up with the Cigna network about 99%. So you should not have a disruption in your providers. It has all the big provider networks. So Legacy, Providence, OHSU, Peace Health. And I think that's it. I hope I'm not missing any there, but you should not have any changes in your providers. It's a big national network, so you have access, again, not just to the Oregon, Washington area, but across the United States. United and Cigna are very familiar in platforms as well. We try to match up the benefits as closely as possible, so hopefully you don't see or feel any changes there. And we were able to keep this as competitive as we could. This is one of the reasons why we're moving. United came out with a pretty big increase, and Cigna was a good choice. So here on this sheet here, this is an employee cost sheet that you will have access to as well on Employee Navigator. You can see here the cost for you, for the employee. It's no cost to you. Beacon Oral is generously paying 100% for the employee. And then if you are adding dependents, here are your costs as well. And this is a per month cost. Your calendar year deductible, which will run from January to December, will be $3,000 for an individual and $6,000 for a family. Now you may be asking, hey, Team Brandy, I've spent some money on my deductible this year. I really don't want to pay again. Well, guess what? You won't have to. We will get a deductible report. So any of you that have met the individual or family deductible, it will be credited going over to Cigna. Even if you only paid partial or half or full, you'll be credited. So don't worry, Mandy, we're going to take care of them. Right?
Yes, we are.
The other thing to point out that's very generous at Beacon Oral is that they do have a health reimbursement account on the deductible. This is called an HRA. So you have to pay the first $500 of the deductible. After that, you can get reimbursed by Beacon Oral, and they use a company called Paylocity, where you will submit your claim and then you'll be reimbursed the next $2,500 of the deductible. So really your deductible is only $500. Very generous for them to offer this. Coinsurance is an 80-20 split, just like it was with United. Cigna, after the deductible on certain levels, will cover 80%. You're responsible to 20%. Up to this out-of-pocket maximum. So, and again, you're getting reimbursed $2,500. So you're really only paying roughly about $5,100 a year for an individual out-of-pocket. Once you've hit that, everything is covered 100%, including prescriptions, doctor visits, that type of thing. And then the family is ×2 on the out-of-pocket, but again, you get a reimbursement. Just a few of the professional services. The primary care physician is a $30 copay. It's not subject to deductible. This would include your primary care, that type of thing. If you are having to go to a specialist, you don't need a referral. You can go directly to them, but you will pay a higher copay. It's a $60 copay, covered 100% after that. If you're doing your routine preventive care, mammograms, OBGYN checkups, those are all covered 100%, no cost to you, and you get one per calendar year. Also, virtual visits, we encourage that. That's a $30 copay where it's easy access. You're able to get it onto the Cigna website. They just purchased MD Live. So that is a company they use for the virtual visits. Lab and X-ray, if it's a routine, then it's a $30 copay. This would be like a blood work that's tied with a visit, diagnostic visit, that type of thing, covered $30. Now, if you need more complex, expensive diagnostic testing, MRI, CAT scan, those types of things, you are going to have to pay coinsurance after you've met the deductible. So this is a key one where costs are going to come in, and you want to make sure you shop a little bit on where to have this high cost X-ray. So like a Quest is going to cost you a lot less than if you were to go to Peace Health or Providence. So we encourage you to use these independent facilities where you'll pay about a third of the cost. Alternative care is included, but it is subject to deductible, so it may be a while before you actually get that benefit. And again, if you get checked into the hospital, inpatient or outpatient, it's 80-20% split once you've hit the deductible. And then, of course, if you hit the out-of-pocket max, it's covered in full. Emergency room is a $300 copay. Then it's another 20% after deductible. The reason why it's so high, we're really urging the urgent care, which is a $100 copay. Most of ER visits, about 95%, is the statistics that we see that could have been handled in urgent care. We have a lot of them that are accessible and even late hours if you need them. Finally, prescription drugs is kind of a tier. The $15 is a generic. $35 is what we call a preferred brand. These are ones that have been around quite a while. Non-preferred brands are the ones you see on TV. They're going to run you $75 per prescription. And then if you do need a high cost specialty drug that would be like an injection or infusion, those are going to run you $250 per month. Those are the medical benefits. Mandy, did I miss anything on those?
You didn't, but because we are moving from United Healthcare to Cigna, I just want to make a plug for everybody to go ahead and get their medications refilled before the end of the month, because as we transition over to the new Cigna plan, sometimes you don't have that ID card right in your hand on the first. We're going to do everything we can to make that possible, but I just don't want anyone going without the medications or being panicked or concerned. So I always advise, make sure you get those prescriptions refilled before the end of the month.
Definitely a great reminder there. So we are now going to shift over to Vision, which is also with Cigna. So we are moving from Emeritus to Cigna. We feel like this is a good move because then it's easy to remember. Medical and Vision is with Cigna. Same ID card, right, Mandy?
Should be, yes.
Good. Let's make it easy. So here are your costs. Again, covered 100% by the company. Appreciate that. Employee plus spouse and family and child. There are your rates there. It is a $10 copay to an eye exam, and you're covered in full for an exam every year. It is a $25 copay if you do need hardware, frames, lenses, that type of thing. And then you have up to $150 to use towards glasses or contacts, either one. And that is also an annual benefit, which is generous. A lot of them do every 2 years. Here you get it every year. There's not a whole lot of detail to go in on the vision. That is it. You should have close to the same vision providers as well. So hopefully this will be, I don't ever say a seamless change, but hopefully not too much of a disruption to you and your family. Those are the benefits. Anything, Mandy, that I forgot or you wanted to add?
So I would just say that when everybody logs into Employee Navigator, I want to announce that we've built a new Employee Navigator. It's going to look the exact same, but your old login information will not work on this site. So Jolene is going to provide the link to Employee Navigator for everybody to go in and register there with a new username and a new password. We will give you a company identifier. So that will all be there with Jolene's announcement of the open enrollment. And we are asking everyone to go in and register. And then of course, enroll or waive the medical and vision benefits. So that's the process that we're going to do. We're going to roll it out pretty quickly. It's going to come out and you're probably having about 5 days to elect or waive. And so we need everybody to go in there so we can speed up this implementation process with Cigna. And I think it should be pretty seamless for everybody. I talked about the refilling the prescriptions before the end of the month to please do that. And then also just remember your old Employee Navigator registration is not going to work with the new one. So you're going to have to go re-register. So I don't want anyone to think that they've already done it. This is all brand new for everybody. Again, it's going to look the same as it did before, but just need you to re-register on the new platform. And I don't think I can think of anything.
I was just going to add, the other thing too is as we get enrolled into Cigna, it's going to be a few weeks, right? And so once we're into August, we encourage you to go on to mycigna.com, register. There you'll find tons of resources that will allow you to manage your benefits and your claims. We talked about the virtual health, going on there, registering. You'll be able to see what you have. You can download the app as well. And then also we will be sending a website link from Cigna that will be specific to your benefits, also the resources that you will need. So we should be getting that here in a couple of weeks, and we sure to forward that over so you have access to that website.
Correct. And then also in Employee Navigator, you will have access to the full benefit summary. So if you really want to look into the fine details and look at more information on the vision plan and all the lenses and different codings and things and how those are covered, those full summaries are going to be posted in Employee Navigator that you'll have access to as well.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. And have a great summer.